Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Alongside the launch of Season 2 Reloaded today, we got a brand new weapon in our overall meta known as the SOA Subverter. This is a brand new battle rifle. It's free for everyone, and it's unlocked through the Week 5 challenges. And today I wanted to break down the best ways to go through and actually unlock it. And of course, once you max it out and level it up, the best setups for it. It's actually a pretty versatile battle rifle, all things considered. So as we break down the setups and everything, if you enjoy the video or if you find it helpful, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It's always really appreciated. And if you are new to the channel or you simply have not subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with all things going on in COD. So feel free to hit that sub button to always stay up to date. But like I said, first things first, if you want to actually access the SOA Subverter, the most direct way is going to be through the Week 5 challenges for Season 2. So with this, you've got 7 challenges between multiplayer, 7 challenges between zombies, and 7 challenges between battle royale, and you just have to complete any 5 of these. So obviously, if you're a free-to-play player only playing Warzone, you'll be stuck with the BR challenges. If you have the premium game, you could do zombies or multiplayer, but you could do 2 in multiplayer, 1 in zombies, and 2 in battle royale if you wanted to, all 5 in multiplayer, which is personally what I did, and I got it done in about 3 or 4 games time. So initially here for the multiplayer side of things, you have to get 15 operator hipfire kills with a recommended battle rifle set to full auto. I just used the sidewinder for that. Get 10 operator melee backstab kills, so actually knifing someone in the back. Get 15 operator quick scope kills with the new glassless optic equipped. Keep in mind it's got to be a sniper for that for the quick scopes. Get 15 operator long shot kills with a suppressed recommended battle rifle. Get 20 operator double kills with the Holger 556. Get 20 operator kills with the Jack Maglift kit on the Haymaker. And then lastly, get 20 operator kills with the Tyrant 762 kit on the Longbow. For zombies here, kill 50 mercenary soldiers with a recommended assault rifle. Get 250 critical kills with a recommended LMG. Get 250 ADS kills with a recommended SMG. 400 kills with the Holger 556. 500 kills with a recommended shotgun at purple rarity or higher. 300 kills with a recommended LMG while stamina up's active, or 5 rapid kills 15 times with an assault rifle. So you could do a couple of those at once in theory. And then for battle royale, the first 4 are going to be very basic. It's going to be in Fortune's Keep, getting kills in different areas of the map. So the North region, the West region, the South region, and then the East region. I believe this is the first time we've had Fortune's Keep as the dedicated map for these challenges. Then placed in the top 10 5 times, open 50 caches, complete 15 contracts. After you've gone through and completed any 5 of these, you then unlock the SOA Subverter, and it's only got 17 levels, so it's pretty easy to level up. So let's talk setups here, because really I feel like you can play around with this a lot, and depending on your play style and really where you want to use this thing, it's got some versatility to it and a couple of different builds that are going to thrive nicely in my opinion. This thing is incredibly easy to use, and all around I think you could have a case for it being the best battle rifle in the game now that they've nerfed the MTZ 762. The BAS-B's kind of been mid and decent for a while, nothing crazy but also not too bad. The sidewinder is kind of more gimmicky than anything else. This thing is consistent, good fire rate, insanely easy recoil. Its mobility, like strafe speed and whatnot, is a little bit lacking. It feels kind of heavy, but it still gets the job done nicely. And so for instance, this build is more centered around the mid-range here, so I'm using an iron sight based build. Initially here I've got the Zen 35 compensator, obviously hurting that velocity a little bit, but for mid-range and whatnot, 808 is going to be just fine, and it makes it a tad bit easier to use with that better control and also firing aim stability. I do have the long barrel on here just because we can extend that range some and extend its efficiency in the mid-range area as well, on top of getting some better velo and some better control. I ended up opting for Bruin heavy support just because when I built this thing out elsewhere, there's not really much you can do for the mobility unless you are willing to kill the control or the strafe speed or something like that. So I felt like just using a Bruin heavy was all right here. You could try out some more aggressive underbarrels, like maybe a DR6 hand stop or an Edge BW4 to see how you like the feel of it in terms of like control here, and you would have some better mobility. But for me, I just like the laser beam aspect of it. The 50 round drum, kind of a necessary option here, especially if you're playing duos, trios, quads. You're going to want to have that safety net. Then lastly, I went for the telescoping stock, or the telescoping stock. Ends up just helping out with my ADS speed and my strafe speed a little bit there, and then hurts the control, but we gain it back elsewhere, so that's not really a huge deal. And you'll see in the firing range here, I mean, this thing is, like I said, a laser beam. You can shoot this thing very consistently, even at the far dummy, and it's going to be very low recoil. That's the general pattern, essentially straight vertical going all the way down. And when you're fighting 30, 40, 50 meters, like sort of in the mid-range here, this is going to be a really easy build. The strafe isn't crazy. It's not awful though for a battle rifle either. This is a nice little middle ground setup, at least in my opinion. Hey everyone, real quick, wanted to take a second and highlight gamer advantage. Of course, in every single video, you guys see me rocking my Horizon frames, and even when I'm not recording videos, these are on all day, every day. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These are by far the most important part of my day-to-day setup. And the reason for that is that these allow me to be the most efficient I can be every single day. Wearing them, I'm getting reduced headaches, reduced eye strain, and best of all, I'm sleeping better at night so I can wake up feeling nice and refreshed every single day to get back on that grind to make content for y'all. So if you're looking at screens for long periods of time, whether it be playing games, doing work, doing school, whatever the case is, do yourself a favor, get a pair of Gamer Advantage glasses. They offer prescription and regular lenses, a bunch of different frames and colorways, a little bit of something for everyone. And if you do want to pick up a pair, throw in code Immortal at checkout and it'll get you a nice little discount. The link for that will be down in the description below if you're interested. Then I also have a build built more around the long range as well that I wanted to try out and see exactly how I could get this thing to feel. And there's really a few different ways you could build this to be effective as well. So initially here, I'm going for the Cassis Break compensator. Using the ZEM35, hurting that velo a little bit, not really a huge thing I love for the long range base setup there. While it is giving some control, this is going to make the pattern just so easy, and with the firing aim stability, it's still going to be even more of a laser beam over the long range there. Again, we're using the long barrel, no surprises there. Obviously for long range, we want the increases to the range, to the control, to the velocity. 50 round drum on here as well, very standard. Now initially here for the optic, you know, for a typical long range build, using a 2.5 times optic is going to be pretty standard. It's nice. It's got that good zoom for 60, 70, 80 meter fights and whatnot. That's going to be a perfectly applicable choice here. There's also the new glassless optic though, which is a great choice if you're okay with having more of like a red dot style zoom. This is going to hurt your ADS speed a little bit, but also give you better firing aim stability, which is huge. So this is a really good option too. Just keep in mind, obviously your zoom in between this and a 2.5 times is going to be a decent bit different. Obviously this is much more like a red dot as opposed to a 2.5 times, which is going to be much more zoomed out. Obviously, I don't think there's necessarily a wrong answer here per se. Both are going to be great choices at the end of the day. It's more of like, do you want something that has better zoom or do you want something that's got the better stability? And I don't really think there's a wrong answer here. Again, I mean, like I said, you can pretty much just fry with this thing. Overall ranges and the recoil is very basic. Now my last attachment here is high grain, just to increase that velocity. 808 for, you know, long range is not phenomenal. You put on this, you get all the way up to 978. Now there is one more alternative to this that I think a lot of players might enjoy, and that is dropping an optic completely for long range and just throwing on Bruin heavy support. And now you have a long range iron sight build that's also going to be wildly easy to use. You can see this thing basically doesn't move visually, and then with the pattern there, it's incredibly consistent. You do obviously lack some visibility with a scope over the longer ranges, but it's certainly something you could try out. You know, maybe stick to tap firing where you need. It's still gonna be relatively easy to use, and once you get a hang of the pattern, it can actually work really well. So you got a lot of variety when it comes down to how exactly you want to build this thing out, whether you're focused more on the mid-range and maybe being a little bit more aggressive, or the long range. Regardless, this thing has really competitive damage here, and it being so easy to use while having good magazine capacity and a good DPM really means that it's absolutely in the conversation for the meta right now. So a setup I'd recommend and a weapon that I'd recommend trying out for sure. Get this unlocked, get it leveled up, you'll be good to go. That said, that's gonna wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It's always really appreciated. And if you are new to the channel or you simply have not subscribed yet, every single day I got you covered with news, updates, patch notes, meta breakdowns. It's all right here, so feel free to hit that sub button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.